and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. Alright, so in this video right here, okay, there we go. That should look a little better. In this video right here, this is a video I put up in 2016. I found a bunch of them, so I'm going to repost this here. It's probably on one of my other channels, but I'm going to repost this here. And y'all remember this white lady from a while back, okay? As I post this, let me remind you. Now, this is what we were talking about way back in 2016. But let me remind you of a new channel I'm starting, and I will put a link. I will email a link to y'all, send a link to a few more of y'all on Facebook, and please subscribe to that channel because it's called Where We At. It's going to deal with how far we've fallen spiritually in comparisons to other Afro people in the diaspora. And when I say spiritually, white people will call it morally. All right, really, we are morally bereft. All right, we've fallen a long way. So before I get started, let me greet everybody real quick. Hardu, good dog. Ola oi to the bang, vossas los bonjour mes amis, kero bawani konnichiwa, ni hao ni ama, sani bonani, jumbo harbayagani, assalamu alaikum and shalom. Alright, so look out for that channel. It's coming, and it's me going around with my thoughts on where we are spiritually, and based on the places that I'm in. Currently, I'm in Brazil, right? And so my thing is going to be up on that channel probably by today or tomorrow, and I will let y'all know what it is. All right? I will post it in this video right here. So please subscribe. I'm going to need 1,000 subscribers right away. That ain't going to happen, but, you know, I can always ask. All right, so let's get into this video here. This was sent to me by one of the brothers, but I'll tell you who it is in another video I'm gonna put up, because it spawned a reply to something, right? And I just want to put out how this white woman understands what a black woman don't. And the reason why the black woman don't understand it, because she's not interested in learning, she's interested only in deflecting. And even the argument that this black woman present that this white woman is about to go into is asinine in such a way that even the white women understand that this is some crazy stuff. And this is people who are pretty much, if you look at her, afraid of the black man, but admit that the black man got something going for himself. All right, so take a listen, and I'll be back.
Hello, fellow YouTubers. Ran into an article at the pro-gay garbage Huffington Post. I'll put a link to the article in the description. Now, I'm a white woman, and there's this Kimberly N. Foster. She's founder for Harriet. Anyway, she posted a video on Facebook and YouTube Monday. Basically, she brought up an article in Psychology Today. I don't know where it was. I didn't look it up, but she was saying there was an article talking about how unattractive black women are comparison to other races. Now, this black woman is going off about black men and their attitudes in regards to dating them and how they feel. And I really want to talk about this because I feel like I'm a woman, and I just want to talk about this because it's something I see going on. And no, I'm not a black man, and nor do I want to be, and I wouldn't want to date a black woman or a man, but especially black women. Anyway, the title is The Problem with Black Men Who Refuse to Date Black Women. Anyway, Men who dismiss an entire race of women deserve to be called out. One woman is calling on all black men who choose not to date a black woman thanks to the negative stereotypes and stigmas. Anyway, Kimberly N. Foster, founder of For Harriet, posted a video on Facebook and YouTube Monday in response to a recent controversial episode of La Fix My Life, where it focused on the problematic attitudes of black men who refuse to date black women. Anyway, this host, Ha, spoke to 3 black men on the O Network, which aired September 17th as a part of a retreat meant to get to the root of the issue while also dispelling the angry black women myth. The fact that black men who choose not to date black women feel the need to constantly make it known as an issue. Foster said in the video, which has over 1.4 million views on Facebook. While she acknowledges that people are entitled to having dating preferences, 3 men in question admitted to Iyelza on the show that their biases against black women are largely due to past experiences as well as negative preconceived notions. And one of the men, 28-year-old Bo, said he doesn't date black women because of their strong personalities and their inability to stay in a woman's place. And that he added, why black women are so angry. Well, it's clear. It appears that Bo doesn't like women, period. But it's the angry black woman trope or the strong, sassy black women narrative, which is so problematic because it's pervasive in the mainstream media. It's been used to discount black women. Clearly, not all black women are angry or have strong personalities, or even if they do, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Traits that are in anyone else would get a positive, get turned into negative when they exist in black women, Foster said. We are too independent, too strong, too educated, too focused, and too confident. Foster then explained black men who dismiss an entire race, their own race of women, because they deem them to be angry, should be called out. If a black woman are angry, it could be because they're often left to defend themselves from the ugly description these dangerous stereotypes often paint of them. And yet, black women are strong and independent and even magical. And yes, some of these same black men who have hurt feelings towards black women likely have black mothers. But Foster sums it up best towards the end of the video. If you're fixing your mouth to speak negatively all the time about black women, you're not pro-black. You can't be, because the work that black women do literally keeps black men alive. It keeps black communities thriving, Foster explains, as the great philosopher Beyonce Knowles Carter once said, when you hurt me, you hurt yourself. When you diss me, you diss yourself. Okay, Beyonce is not a philosopher. She is a performer. She's there to sing these songs, put these lyrics out there, and it's for people like this strong black woman to relate to and say, look at me, lemonade, formation, put a ring on it, whatever the factor, it's just lyrics. Now, I want to talk about some things she was saying in the video that really caught my attention. And she was saying, date whoever you want, whatever reason, but who talk about it every time is the issue. Preferences is fine. Everything ain't for everybody. Okay, that's great and dandy, but why do black women get mad when they see a black man with another race. They will consider him a sellout. They will consider him, he doesn't like his mama. You know, your mama's black, so you should be just sticking with the black race. Black women will tear a black man down, and they do not like it. They do not like how a black man could actually be happy with someone else besides him. And there are black men that know how problematic a black woman is and they don't want to date her, which is fine. I'm the type of person that don't like white guys, you know, American guys. I date outside my race. You know, that's my preference because I've seen in the past, you know, the preference of how white men are towards me, and I felt other races were actually better. So, you know, I can understand how a black man feels in that regards. Anyway, you know, the conversation never goes. It's not explored. It's talks about, but you know, the black women's uh this, you know, problems, you know, things going on with them, you know, it's normal to disparage the black woman, she was saying also. And, you know, a black woman feels that if you put her in that light, she has to defend herself, and it's socially acceptable to be disparaging towards black women because of seeing the problems. And, you know, um, black will date black women, but they don't like them very much. And I can understand that. I can see why. You know, black women, first of all, I watched that documentary with Chris Rock, Good Hair. Now, black men who date black women have to look at their weave. They have to understand that they're going to pay their women the money to upkeep themselves and that hairdo. That's a crazy thing because other races don't have that problem. Right there, a man has to decide what he's going to spend for your hair. Okay. And, you know, these traits are turned into negative independence. Now, she was bringing up too strong. You know, yes, other races it's positive and black women it's not. The problem is black women are very confrontational, they're very vocal, and they push themselves. Yes, they're very strong and they act like a man. So, yes, you know, too much of having, you know, a testosterone attitude you know, towards someone else can be very put offish. You know, the guy in the interview, Bo, didn't mean he wants a docile creature, you know, just taking care of his every whim and being his slave, but he wants to be with a woman, not a man. So this strongness is just, it's too hardcore and too educated. No, black women are always going to some kind of technical school, either Bryman or Hill College when they were open, Everest, University of Phoenix, you know, whatever. They're always pursuing an education. So, you know, they're in the midst of an education, but they don't have a degree. So I don't know if that really applies. And too confident. While black women are overly confident, they are overly, they can wear these crazy looking weaves and wigs, have all this crazy color, especially fat black women. They will wear the tightest clothing. They think they are sexy and just a God's gift to black men. Black women have too much confidence and not enough, you know, of understanding their malfunctions, of what they're contributing to a relationship, you know. And it doesn't make sense that all these kind of traits are a problem, but other women have it. Yes, other women can be strong, but they're not overly strong. They're not acting like a man in the relationship unless they're a lesbian. Then okay. You know, unless they're trying to be transgender, then I understand that. But people that generally go to school and get a degree, that is not an issue unless you're with an abusive man. If you're with an abusive man who is a, you know, just a loser in life, he's going to look at your status and put you down because of that. I don't think black men are going around telling black women that because they have an education that they're bad. You know, I think a black man would be with a woman for so many years that she keeps going to school but never finishing, and then she tries to throw it in his face, then I could see that as a problem. And two, independent. Um, does that mean that you can go and party and club and leave your kids wherever and sleep around and, you know, not use protection and, you know, act like that? I mean, independent in what sense? A lot of times, black women, not all black women, I'm not trying to generalize, so please don't get it twisted, that they will have children and have children and, you know, try to get child support. They get help from the government and they act like I'm all set up. But there are those black women that do not have children, that are college educated, but they have an attitude as if they are more important than you. I mean, I've seen women who are black that are successful go on dates, you know, with a black man and interrogate and actually, you know, it's like a police interview. You know, what do you do? You know, what do you do? Do you have kids? You know, how do you treat your mama? What do you do this and what do you do that? And they have an attitude like, you know, I've got all this and you don't have all that. And what are you going to bring for me? You know, it's not like, what can we bring together? It's like, I'm a strong, independent black woman. So what are you going to bring to the table? And if you don't bring the equal amount, then you're worthless. You really are, you know, and just, the, you know, it's just, it's really, really crazy, you know, black women's mentality. I mean, you probably see who I'm, you know, subscribed to, but I see a lot of videos of black women. I've come across black women in my life, and they are so proud and confident, but then they don't have nothing in their lives going on to be that proud and confident of. You know, I see the way, you know, black women will tear down a black man. You know, it's not the same with other women. Other races are not that confrontational. It can be peaceful. It can be loving. It can be, you know, a good relationship. That's why black men will marry outside the race. And then she was saying that, oh, black women get married when they're older, but yet they will have children before they get married. They will sleep around. I mean, that's any race. But she's putting it as like, oh, well, black women, you know, will find a mate eventually when they get older. But that's not always the case either. And then, you know, she was saying that black women are the, you know, source for the community. They keep black men alive. Um, you know, they care in the homes. and they march with black men. They're down for their man. But there's so many single black women who have children, do not have a father in the house, and raise their children to be thugs, to be savages. You know, they don't, black women don't always like their own black daughters. That's why black daughters will run away from the home. You know, they just repeat the vicious cycle of what their mother did. If this is true that black women are behind their men, why are so many men getting killed? Why is it so many women are the ones mourning while their brother, their husband, their uncle are getting killed? Why is there so many black women when they do interview with the police that are around? There's no husbands, there's no brothers, no fathers, not that male presence that you see with other races. So I don't think in my heart of hearts that black women are actually down for men. They're down for themselves, but they're not there for men. And there's a lot of issues with black women when it comes to the cultural too. A lot of things in the culture that are problems. And men are trying to talk to black women. They're trying to say, look, this is a problem in the black women's race, but they don't like it, black women. If you try to put the light on a black woman, it will just, she deflects it and she puts it back on you, and you become the bad guy. Anyway, you can check the article out. It just, I just had to comment on it. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Leave a feedback or comment. Take care.
All right, and so to the black woman that wrote this stuff, I have her words. I'm gonna present them, and then I'm gonna blow her out of the water with with all that bull that they let her speak, and straight up lies, not even close to the truth. Nothing that she said was close to the truth. Oh, and she omitted someone. We'll get into that. All right, with that said, I'm out.
Add this little PS here. As I add this PS here, I would like to remind you that no black person has the right to get upset and try to control the deed of the man that let's say the Wookiee threw away in place of welfare, subpar housing, and thugs. No one. And they can't, the BAW can't get mad because the thugs are leaving, because at the end of the day, they don't want fake as a permanent woman, and they don't want a woman that's competing with the Afro man to be the man. With that said, I'm out with this little PS.